AG, let me just qualify that. I believe the plaintiff was actually the Woodbridge Workers Committee, along with a number of Jane Does that filed. I was served this afternoon in that as a defendant in that case, and I've been instructed or counseled by our county attorney not to comment on it publicly because it is a matter of litigation. I think many of you know probably what I might say, but I do not want to jeopardize our standing whatsoever in a legal case. So I'm going to have to refrain from any further comment on that.
I understand, thank you. Mr. Riley, would you like me to read the question again?
Sure.
This morning, a class action suit was filed in the Eastern District Federal Court against the Prince William County Board of Supervisors, each individual supervisor, the county executive, and the police chief, requesting an injunction against a proposed resolution passed against illegal immigrants. The suit filed by the Puerto Rican Legal Defense Fund states that this said resolution violates the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. What do you see the county doing to rectify this further drain on the county money, and now has to deal with a legal suit filed by the law firm that was successful in stopping Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey from enacting similar laws?
Okay. I'm not sure if it's 3 parts or 4 parts, but with respect to the current supervisor and being in the legal situation, I won't go too far into this, but I said this on July 10th, 11th, 12th. No one, it was hard to sort of get your voice heard unless you were walking around saying you are supporting the resolution. But we had an opportunity, and the supervisor had an opportunity in 2004, 2005, 2006, first part of 2007, to do the proper research, to use the county attorney's office, to use the county executive management office, to use the county police, the sheriff as well, to use other supervisors, all of the other supervisors on the board as well. So we can try to hopefully anticipate and cut off certain challenges to the resolution. So I won't get too far into the legal part of it, but I will say this: we had a chance here. Even if you want to acknowledge that we did have a problem, we had a chance here to do this thing in the right way, to get input in the right way, to not try to silence the voice of the Human Rights Commission weighing in on some of the possible effects. And we squandered that opportunity. And now, unfortunately, some of the byproducts of that lack of research, lack of community involvement going into the process is certainly turned out to be lawsuits. Whether or not you believe in a protest is certainly a form of civic participation that folks have a right to do. So we missed the opportunity early on to sort of preempt and prevent some of the problems that we're seeing now. And unfortunately, a resolution that the supervisor said would have a minimum cost is now costing us $14 million in police, and God knows how much in attorney's fees. So.
Okay, thank you. I must offer you 1 minute to rebut if you care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let me just say what I can, and that is that this board has been very proactive in addressing the illegal alien issue in this county for several years. We have tried, given being a delimital state and the limited tools that we have, we've tried through property code enforcement for quite some time. It's been an extraordinarily frustrating experience. Many of you live in these neighborhoods and you know what I'm talking about. These houses have been overpopulated deliberately for years. Often, when inspectors would come to visit, it's self-declaration. We're all family members. Once that happens, the inspector is not allowed to proceed because you can't evict a family or go through any further in the inspection. There's essentially no limitation on the number of family members that can live in one domicile together in Virginia. There are guidelines on separate families and such. We tried that for several years. We had very limited success. We also tried 2 years ago, I offered a resolution to have a state of emergency declared in Prince William County. Unfortunately, I only had one other vote on the board to support that because of the illegal alien issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we've come, you have 1 minute to rebut.
I'm actually glad the supervisor mentioned the state of emergency comment just in. If y'all obviously pay attention to the papers, pay attention to the Board of County Supervisors meeting, for the Gainesville district and for the county as a whole, everything's at an emergency, at a crisis point. We have the undocumented residents emergency, at the power line emergency, the Heathcote Boulevard emergency, the budget crisis. Why are all these things getting to the point where we have to take such dramatic steps later on when we had an opportunity to prevent them in the beginning? So I think it's a disservice to our county and the service to our residents that we allow everything to get to the crisis point before we take the time to invest in the solutions. I firmly believe that our county deserves better. And to walk out somewhat on a limb here, I'll say this. To simply link everything bad to a particular group of people is sort of below us, below our intelligence level. And as I said before, our county deserves better. Yes, there is an undocumented residence issue. There's ways for, I believe, going after employers to deal with that. But to simply link a group of people to everything bad in the community is certainly, I think, a disservice to our county.
Thank you. Moving on. The next question will be to you. A large portion of the rural crescent falls in Gainesville district. Within that line, there can be no subdivision of parcels